Canada like no one's ever seen. I've been out whale hunting. I've been out, on dog sleds. I've been out holding kids in my arms who are weeping that say, this is the first time I've ever cried in my life. And so I feel, we have a huge responsibility in the work that we do. One, coming correct with hip-hop. Two, not taking advantage of our roles and our power that we have. Because you guys have power as artists, right? When you're out there, kids are looking up to you.
What do you mean by take advantage?
Take advantage. I'll give you an example. I'm not even going to name names, but some famous b-boys went to Africa to inspire in Uganda. The next thing you know, I'm hearing stories about, well, then they're playing all that to get with some of the girls after. That's taking advantage. So you need to be careful, and you also need to be careful about our own cultural biases. This is something that I've learned and feel really blessed with, like it drives me nuts when people try to say like, well, this is New York hip hop. Why do you act like New York hip hop? To me, hip hop is a gift that was given to the world, and it's spread its wings, and there's no turning back. And it's about using it and bringing it into your own culture. So the Inuit, why should they not be rhyming in Inuktitut? Of course they should. Why should they not be b-boying to traditional drums? Of course they should. When we mix throat singing with beatbox, it's a rap. That's just the most serious freestyling you want to hear. But these kids are in a cultural deficit because they've seen much music over and over, and they have never seen Cree and Inuit kids on much music. So they're looking and going, how the fuck do I get to be a cool black or Spanish or white kid and act like that? How messed up is that with the media? So we got to reverse the cultural genocide that's happened all over the world through the media. And every single artist involved in hip-hop and all the elements has a responsibility to think about that and go, how can I step up my game and do something to help out about that? Because I used to joke, yeah, it's cool when you're 15 and you can get laid at the high school dance because you can do a windmill.
Oh, shit.
Right? Nice for your ego and for your hormones at the time. Then what? Then what when you get a little bit older? Because is this a passing fad for you, a fashion? Right? Or are you going to be a grumpy old man like me someday, but still be in the hood and still like just passionate and proud and go, yo, I'm a b-boy. I'll be 70 years old. People look me straight in the face and I'll be like, let's go. I use hip-hop. People think this is a joke, but you know what? I use hip-hop in every day of my life. I use a hip-hop attitude when I'm in my kayak surfing the river. I use a hip-hop attitude with a hustle, but a hustle that's not going to take control and abuse my brothers and sisters. But I use a hip-hop hustle in that I'm going to be top of my game in business. Right? There's a lot of beautiful treasures in hip-hop. Sometimes the stuff is buried beneath the smoldering shit, though, right? And we got to dig it out and resurface it and cherish it and build with each other. So, anyways, I'm pleased that I came. I wish more b-boys would come to these things. I apologize on the b-boy and b-girl community out there.
No, man, we love you all.
But you know what I'm saying? It used to be such a beautiful thing in the old days. If we got a gig, we opened once for the Russian Ballet at the National Arts Center. Check this out. We'd never seen ballet before in our lives. We're b-boys. And we're wearing our one-piece tights because that's what we wore back in the days. Felt like Spider-Man, I could like spit on my head, windmill so fast I was a blur. But when I got that gig to do it, I wasn't going to just do it with us. I'm like, I'm pulling my MC brothers along with me. I got an opportunity, and guess what? They'll take just us, but I'm going to resell it and package it so the other elements can roll into the National Arts Center with us. Wouldn't that be nice if that happened more often today?
Yep.
Even our dance community is fragmented like that. It's like, oh no, you can't do Boogaloo at the B-Boy event. Lockers over here, they got their separate international event. We were all the different street dances in the beginning. Every crew had a locker and a boogie boy, so if we battled and you sent out your boogie boy, don't worry, Canadian Floor Masters, we got our boogie boy. He's going to smoke you now. I'll come back with the head spins later, right? anyways, I really wish we would return to that. I want to tell you one real fun cross-cultural story, because when I was a young cat, I used to use my art, my dance, to meet people. And I like to think I was the first b-boy in Africa. But that being said, traditional African dance has been using swipes and all kinds of moves for many generations, which was then blended into hip-hop dance. But I'm going to say I was the first commercial b-boy to bring that shit, the back-spinning stuff, to Africa. So when the Beat Street tour was happening, who's seen Beat Street? The movie. You got to see Beat Street, man. Beat Street, right? The Roxy, man. And, Rocksteady Crew, New York City Breakers, they line up and they battle each other and stuff. When the Beat Street tour was happening in 83, 84, and Rocksteady Crew was touring around the world, I was backpacking in Africa, in Morocco. And I was in Square of the Dead for Ramadan. And at nighttime, it's all African street performers doing stuff. And there's not many tourists, there's bonfires everywhere. And literally, they called me Papa Smurf. I would just do a moonwalk, and like 500 people would form in a circle. So I got these wonderful photos of me jumping up in the splits in my hiking boots, and all the ladies in their veils looking with eyes like this, going, what the hell are we seeing, right? Then I went to Turkey. So I'm going to tell you the young boy circumcision party story. So I'm with my girlfriend in the middle of Turkey in a place called, went out to see these white cliffs called Pamukkale. And it's these natural salt formations with hot water springs. And I'm sitting in my underwear. You're not supposed to do that. I'm in my underwear in the hot water pool, just looking down on the valley and the mosque. And then we're like, somebody told us, you got to go see the camel wrestling. And I'm like, what? We're camel wrestling? Yeah, I'm in. I'm going. So we go see this camel wrestling, and it's legit, but very few tourists get to see it. Camels actually wrestle each other with their necks. Large, crossbred African and Asian camels. And the winner, the camels use their necks, and it's like arm wrestling, and they can actually flip and pin the other camel. Wow. And then to get them to release, instead of like giving them a drug like a Valium, they parade the donkey that is the stablemate of the camel, because he's like his best friend. And so they parade the two donkeys in, and the donkeys and the camels are, got their necks on the ground, and their faces are full of foam, and they look and they go, oh, my donkey. And then they relax, and their necks separate, and then the winner gets a carpet. Now, so I'm just setting the stage for the young boy circumcision, because this is the weirdest day I've experienced in my life. Okay? So I'm allowed in the middle with my camera because I got a big camera and there's nobody else there, but National Geographic is there. We're the only Westerners. And I'm looking, getting a picture of the face of the camel, and all of a sudden I see a whole bunch of fur coming at me, and I just about, get stampeded by camels and shit, right? So we're exhausted. We go back to this little village at night and going, you can't beat a day like that. That was crazy. And we're going to stay in this little room above the bus station. Costs $2 a night. And we're walking back, and I hear this Turkish music. So I walk up with my girlfriend. She's my wife now, mother of my son, Aaron, here. And Susan and me open the door, and we look in, and there's a party going on. I'm like, damn, I'm in. This is a party. So they see me looking in, and they open the door, and they invite me and my wife in and say, here's a prime seat for you. We don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of drunk people, and they're having a big party. But then they have a little boy who's 12 years old who's been circumcised. He's dressed as a prince. He's lying in a bed at the front of the dance floor. Looks like he's in pain. And all the grandparents and stuff are sitting in chairs in black outfits and stuff along the edge. So they bring us in, and they're like, give us the front table, start bringing us food, belly dancer at my table. I got to put like money in her G-string as a gift for the young boy. It's getting more bizarre. Now they got up, me and my girlfriend up, posing on the bed, sitting with the little boy, taking our pictures, because for them, we are the honored, spontaneous guest that just dropped in, right? So it's all cool. They're drinking a drink called raki. It's a bit like ouzo. It's like one of them licorice, hardcore liquors, you know? So I'm having a bunch of raki with the men. All of a sudden, they put on this one song, like, because it's guys and girls dance it, but they put on this one song, and all the women leave, and the guys start getting down. Now, they're not b-boys, they're Turkish dance, but they're doing, like, all kinds of, you know, drops and Russian kicks and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, now's the time to shine. This is bonding 101. So I jump out in the middle, and they don't know what's going to do, and I'm like, boom, I do my top rock, and boom, I'm down, I'm windmill, 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 up into a head spin. I spin a few times, and I just stop upside down the head spin. I look at them. A riot exploded. They were so excited that they were rushing me and hugging me and kissing me all over the forehead, over my eyes. I had along one of them thin rat tails back then. They're combing, another guy's combing my hair. They're rushing to grab food off the table just to hand feed me the food. And then unfortunately, some fights started to break out, just trying to get close just to touch me. And I was like, it was actually hip-hop out of control, you know what I mean? But you know, I really realized that when you share something from your heart in another culture, whether you play a drum, whether you beatbox, whether you're powerful with your words, man, there's no greater gift, you know, and it just brings down all the boundaries and all the borders, right? We're people with people. And that's the approach we use when we work with the kids in the Arctic, is people with people. I'm not an expert on Inuit culture or Cree culture. I don't feel I need to be. I can try to be an expert human being at the front end.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Woo! Thank you.
Oh, I left some T-shirts and postcards and documentaries that I want you guys to use to fundraise for yourselves. Maybe you have a little auction or something later on to sell that stuff off.
Dope.